All right, all right, all right. We are live. It is Wednesday, November 5th, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is Eddie Aguilar coming to you from Flagstaff. And I got my business partner, my buddy, my brother down in Phoenix, Arizona, Jason. How's it going, Jason?
It's a beautiful hump day evening, and I'm excited that we're getting the chance to rock it out with another one of our webinars, our hangouts here, and share a lot of value, share from the heart, and just as always, we keep it very raw and real, folks. We're just sharing our stories and uh, our journey. You know, this path we've taken, climbing some mountains, since we're talking about Mindset Mountain tonight, and I mean, I'm just excited. It's just we're going to be bringing a lot more value through hangouts like this, folks. So we're going to be announcing some things at the end of our hangout this evening, so you can stay in the loop as far as the information and get even more value from both of us. And so yeah, I'm pumped up, Eddie. I mean, let's just dive right into it.
Well, as we talked before, we'll just go ahead and let you lead the way on this, and let's get rocking and rolling.
All right. Well, folks, you know, we wanted to share tonight, like one of the biggest breakthroughs that we had recently, and we're not pretty sure, we're almost positive that if you're watching this hangout tonight, you saw our posts or what have you, you're an online entrepreneur just like us. You probably doing this part-time on the side. You got full-time jobs. You've probably done a lot of training. You've gone through onto events, and you've learned a lot, and you've got skill sets, you know the business, you know what you're going for, you got a vision, right, for this online business. But to be honest, you're stuck. You're flat out frustrated. You're probably even a little bit pissed off because you're not making the sales, you're not getting things done you know you should do. You know that these activities will lead you into further progress, which are going to get you into profit, which means, hello, making money. Heaven forbid that, right? You make some money doing stuff you love, and so you're kind of sitting there, and you know the kind of analogy we're using here is you're at the base of the mountain, and you're just looking up at this massive chunk of rock, and you're seriously like, how am I going to climb this? How in the hell am I going to get to that peak? You know, which is my ultimate vision, my ultimate goal for my business. And you just keep standing there staring up at it because you know in your head, okay, I have this, this, and this. I got my backpack, I got my water, I got my snacks, I got my good hiking boots on. You've got everything you need, but you're just frozen in place. And I tell you what, Eddie and I understand that feeling, because that feeling of just being frozen almost by knowing a little too much maybe, but not doing enough of it, and just kind of standing there and putting things off. Procrastination is a thief of it's a thief of time, and it's a thief of your vision and of your dream, and you're staring up at the peak. So Eddie and I understand, and so that's why we want to get on this hangout tonight and share how we got past that. And we said, screw it. We're going to climb that mountain, and we're doing it. We're not waiting anymore. We're doing it now. And even if we bust our shins up or fall half off the side, hit a tree, scrape our knees, scrape up a forearm, whatever, wear ourselves out in the process, we're just going to do it. So Eddie, I wanted to transition back to you. I mean, what do you think? I mean, is that pretty much where we were at before we got into actual action? Creating some results.
That is where we were at, definitely. And here's the main thing that some of you that may have jumped on that maybe aren't associated with marketing and whatnot. It's all the same in everything. This applies to everything in life. If your relationship is struggling, that's going to affect your health. It's going to affect your mindset. It's going to affect your attitude. If you're struggling in business, that's going to affect everything else. And we were struggling in so many aspects. In aspects as far as what was our worth, what was our passion, We were using marketing in the different fields that we were trying to get into at the time, and just feeling lost. We were taking action, and but not taking, I guess just saying taking improper action. We were moving, but we didn't know where we were going. As Tony Robbins says, we were headed west, looking for the sun to come up. Okay, we were just headed in the wrong direction. So yeah, no, you hit it on that though.
No, I mean, so the biggest point we want to share is tonight is like, well, then what happened? You know, we're you know, just like you, mate, you're standing at the base, you're looking up at this massive mountain of rock, you know, which represents your ultimate goal. You know, maybe you're sitting out there tonight and you've got your own business. You're promoting Beachbody. You know, maybe you're in a different health and wellness. Maybe you've got an idea like we did. You're very passionate about a product, an actual, your own product that you want to create and then put out to the marketplace so that people can buy that product, they can gain the value that you have, they can look to you for leadership, look to you for guidance, they can soak in that knowledge, and they can use your product to then to start getting results. And so you're maybe sitting there like, okay, well then, you know, you're waiting on us, like, well then how do I do it? It comes down to a very simple change in mindset, and this is what shook it up for us, is we just made a decision to come hell or high water, we're just going to go create it now. And it was imperfect action. That's what it was. I mean, the idea for this product, Climbing the Mindset Mountain, I live in Tempe, Arizona, so I'm down here in the Valley of the Sun, and it was, I think, July, around that time, and so I was averaging 118, 116 degrees, and for my day job, I work outside, so I was flat out just done with this boiling heat. And so Eddie lives up in the mountains in Flagstaff, so I call him up and said, dude, I'm going to come up for the weekend, let's work on some business stuff, we'll have a good time. And I said, you know what, I've got an idea for a product we could do while I'm up there. And I threw it at him, and Eddie was like, yeah, that could work. And there was the decision made. And so it wasn't like some big grandiose, like, oh, you know, it was just like, hey, dude, I got an idea. What about we do this, and we'll create our first personal development, our mindset product, and we're going to create something that hasn't been done before. We're going to go have an adventure, a personal development adventure, and we're just going to film ourselves hiking Mount Eldon, or as I like to call it, Mount Elrod. I have no idea why. And we will share lessons that we've learned, our wisdom, our breakthroughs about how mindset is the foundation of every action step you take or every inaction that you don't. And then we came up with ideas for bonuses. Eddie wrote an ebook called The Fire Triangle. I put together a bonus audio called Boom Don't Bust. You know, so it was a matter of making a decision pretty much on the fly about a passion we both had. We knew the value we could create, and we said, well, then screw it. I'm driving up this weekend. I got the camcorder. I'm bringing the laptop, yada, yada. We started hiking. I mean, it was that simple. I mean, Eddie, you probably remember, like, he was kind of just, all right, cool, let's go do it.
Well, exactly, but some of you watching this may think it's just that Jason and I just met, we just came together, and we decided to, hey, let's create a product. It wasn't. What's funny now that I'm hearing Jason tell the story, it was Jason and I have done a lot of webinars together. I've been a co-host with another webinar, with a friend of mine doing a webinar series. Jason and I have done webinars with two other guys. We've worked together, and we were always offering value. We always had people come to us, and some of you may be watching this saying, hey, you know, you brought value to me. Well, it was after doing it and doing it and doing it, and then realizing that, hey, we're still struggling. Let's create something that we can put out on the marketplace and get it to those people that are serious. So I didn't think about it till now, which is funny that you're telling the story and it didn't click till now. Is the idea for this product came up just like that. The work that went into it at the time for that moment was one day to create the video. There was still behind the scenes a lot of work, but this wasn't just something that just came to and we just connected. This was a lot of work that we actually put in time before that. So I don't know if you agree with that, Jason, but I didn't think about that till just now, how much
Yeah,
work we've done before.
yeah. To be honest, that didn't register either till you pointed out. But I mean, yeah. So we want to, and Eddie and I were talking about this point even before we went live. You know, we want to emphasize too. Granted, the decision to take fast action and imperfect action, and say all of a sudden the idea struck. That sounds good. We'll do it like this, and we go and we start creating. That's true. That in some ways was very a simple action or a simple decision. We
Yeah,
kind of got
Jason.
out.
Yeah, if you don't mind me interrupting real quick, I'll bump in and bump out. But yeah, it was that decision to find, we've been struggling. We've had enough. Let's do something about it. And like Jason said, is imperfect action. Some people don't even know the product was out. Both Jason and I were guests last night, and the guy asked when it was coming out. We're like, it's already out.
Yeah.
We created the product. That was step one. We just had to create the product. Rather than waiting for us to gain more experience in marketing, to reach out to we just, hey, we got value, we got knowledge, let's create a product now. It was actually within a couple days the idea came up. Within 2 or 3 days, it was all recorded. It just needed to be edited and whatnot. So yeah, improper action. It was a split decision, but it was easy because we just followed our heart and our passions, and that was it. So,
Yeah. Well, and the other thing I want to touch on, and Eddie brought it up before we went live here, is you know, like Eddie even just described, like we made a decision, we went into and this is how it, and we put things together. Now, keep in mind, it wasn't Shangri-La, like unicorns and glitter and stuff. It was there was work involved. I mean, we like earlier, like we
freezing up.
writing out our what's that?
You're freezing up a little bit. You're all right
Oh,
right now.
uh, but what I was saying is we there was work to be put in. We had to go to coffee shops and mastermind the copy, for our capture pages. We had to I had to do the editing of the footage and put that together. We had our bonuses to create. Eddie's writing a book, I'm doing audio. And then it was again like, well, what's the best way to present the message, of our product, climbing the mindset mountain? How do we start getting the word out? This, that, and the other. So there was, certainly there's steps involved. There's work to be done when you make this type of fast action decision. It's not just going to be snap your fingers and there you go, poof, you've got your product and you can start, selling it. There's more to it, but there's more to it, but there's a lot less to it than you think. Once you can get the mindset shift of, I don't care about perfection, I care about completion. And that is the difference maker for us. That is going to be the difference maker for you. You change the mindset from perfection can just go walk out the door. Completion, that's what I want. That's the juice. Because then you have something complete, you start sharing it with others. You start getting it out there. That one's done, you're working on that. Guess what? The next idea comes. Again, no perfection. You're into action, more completion. Another complete, another something else complete. That's the accomplishment. That's momentum. I mean, Eddie, what do you think? I mean, I think that's when we threw ego and perfectionism out the door, that's when stuff got done, finally.
Well, has been our biggest downfall, was waiting for the stars to align, where I'd get on a call with you and I'd tell you all these things and I'm trying to make sure the stars align before I take complete full action. and I know the roles were reversed to where you would share stuff with me, and we just kept wanting perfection, 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 but not one thing was getting done. And as Jason said, was we had to let the ego go.
Yeah.
We had to trust that we had knowledge. We knew we did, even if we heard it from other people. We had to know that we have value to offer the world. And by finally realizing that and saying we got this, this is going to be easy, because all we're going to do is just share our personal experiences. And a lot of that was based on tons of reading, tons of books, tons of webinars, tons of training, masterminding, live events. After all that we've invested in, whether it's time or money, we knew we had it, and it was finally came to a point that said, this doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be done. And that was, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that one.
Well, and Eddie, you just brought up something that I want to really, this is probably one of the most important points we want to share with you guys tonight. And Eddie talked about we knew we had value. We experienced a lot. A lot of knowledge, a lot of experiences, and that's one of the biggest things you need to understand for yourself. You've been to certain events, or you've gone through life events yourself. You've read 87 different books on a certain topic that you just love. Where I actually heard in an interview, a guy said, one of the best businesses you can create is around a passion to where you could literally talk someone to death. Like if you were sitting on a stool at a bar having a drink, that you would talk about this particular topic, because that's how much wisdom and knowledge and value you've got within. So that's something you really need to take hold of and understand. You've got something, some knowledge, some skill set, an ability to connect with people, I don't know. But there is a value within you that's ready to be shared. You're ready to create something for others. And you've got to just take hold of that belief and not wait. You've got a lot within already that's ready to be packaged, created, pow, put it out there for folks. And that would, because that's where we got to. And it's been an amazing now after, because now we're just like, now the ideas are coming fast and furious. Now we're already into, okay, here's this. Now we're starting to come up with ideas for group coaching program. We're already in motion on our first mastermind event, a live event, incorporating a hike. Again, we're stepping out of the box of normal events or a normal product. No, we're going to create something, a different type of experience that has high value and originality and creativity and our passion, our unique passion. That's what you all need to remember. You each have a unique passion, and it's ready to be shared with the world. So, I mean, that I don't know, Eddie, what you think about that, but I want to make sure people understood that tonight.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And just to backtrack on our story, is Jason and I met at an event, and a part of a company we used to be with. We talked. We only talked for maybe 5 minutes, and that was it. But then I wanted to put on an event here in Flagstaff. I wanted to put it on for a nonprofit organization, and I wanted to find speakers. And I reached out to Jason, said, hey, let's get together, let's sit down, let's have a couple beers, let's talk, I want to know your story. After we sat down and talked, we were connected. There was a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities in our past, a lot of similarities in the direction we were heading or wanting to head, the visions we saw for ourselves. So I decided to put on this event here in Flagstaff. Tried to raise money from local communities here and back in my hometown of Williams, and we struggled trying to raise money. We had very little help. We had help from Australia, Canada, all across the U.S., Hawaii, but I could not get help from the local community of all places. I had a few donors, sponsors, and that was it. So it came to a point to where, excuse my mouth, I got pissed off. And so did Jason. Jason said, I'll just speak for free. We had a comedian who's he does Carnival cruises. He also speaks up and he has a show up in Vegas that was willing to come at a very, very low discount price just because he knew because of what the event was going to be for. And we couldn't afford him. So we got 2 points here. And I hope you don't mind me going with this, Jason, real quick, or try to make it
Oh,
quick.
heck yeah, no, I'm loving it. I forgot about this.
Yeah, the points on this are we could try again. We can try and raise money. We can do this. We can do that differently. Or we can change our lives. We can start bringing in income to where we can pull out of our pockets and not have to depend on somebody else, a company, an organization, friends, families, or whatever, people that will turn their kind of shoulders to you when you go to ask them for financial help, and pull money out of my pocket so I can get this comedian here. So Jason can pull money to say, hey, we got this huge speaker, let's get this person here. Because if you rely on people, then there's always going to be your excuse. But if you rely on yourself, this is where the mindset gets tough. Well, I don't want to rely on myself because that means if I don't succeed, I don't follow through, then I failed. But if I try and rely on other people and they don't come through, well, it's not on me. And that's where me and Jason decided to go with this, create our own product and put it on our shoulders. It helps that we work together because I can pick up the slack if he's struggling. He can pick up the slack if I'm struggling. But the whole point in this is you can rely on everybody else, or you can just say, hey, I'm going to do this hell or high water. I will bust my butt. I will go through the struggle. But there will be a day where I can put on an event, not have to go to one single company, one single business, ask for 1 cent, put it on, and go to sleep at night that I was able to offer the youth this type of program. I was able to offer a corporation or business true value without having to rely on others. So yeah, I just had to go there with that because that was a big trigger for, I know for me, as sounds like I'm bringing back a memory for you, Jason.
Yeah, I mean I'm glad you brought it up. That was unexpected, but I like what you said there at the end. It was kind of a breaking point in a great way for both of us because like Eddie talked about, then we made again, it's the mindset shift. It's like, so instead of like, oh, well, we need to rely on sponsors. We need to reach out to people that will provide backing to put on this event. But then all the control, all the power, it's not in these hands. It's not in your hands. It's everybody else. And that can be frustrating as hell because I was just, dude, this is so ironic. Eddie's really been diving in and jamming to some Les Brown audios every day, and I was, to get kind of in proper state for our hangout tonight, I was listening to one on YouTube, and he talked about your dream and how it's yours. It's no one else's. And when people around you don't believe in your dream, it's because they didn't receive it. You did. It's your dream, not theirs. So like with us, like wanting to put on live speaking events, and that one in particular, it's like, well, that was our dream. All these people around us, or organizations, or possible sponsors, whatever, they may have liked the idea, but it wasn't their dream. They're like, oh, cool, great. Well, all right, I got stuff to do. They're busy with their dream. So how do you fault them or someone outside, the outside influences around you? So it was an important breaking point for us of like, okay, now understanding that, well, we're just going to get into massive action and we're going to create that possibility. We're going to create that opportunity of our own. We're going to do it our damn selves. We're like Eddie said, the next time we want to get a high-level celebrity comedian to add some crazy fun to a live event, Eddie's just going to break out his checkbook or his, or cash money and just say, so what do you need, man? Let me get it to you now. Done. Guy is locked for the event, and he's gonna blow people's minds. And also, too, think about this: when you change the shift of mindset, it's your dream, no one else's, so you're responsible for it. You're the one taking the massive action. You're the one in progress. You're the one putting the pieces together. Then there's a lot less stress because you're not waiting on anybody else. You're just waiting on you and maybe a business partner, like me and Eddie working together. But that's a whole different ballgame because I can wait on Eddie and his support because his vision is the same as mine. We've got the same dream. So I know I'm not going to worry about waiting on him and vice versa. So keep that in mind. If you're going after your dream, remember it's yours. No one else's, like Les Brown said. So just soak that in and be proud and claim it and be like, this is my dream. I'm making it happen. Or maybe me and my business partner are making it happen. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says, what anybody else is doing or not doing. If they want to come along, I've been telling Eddie for a while, my new little catchphrase is, the bandwagon will have plenty of room later. Come on, jump on. It'll be a great seat even back there, but we got room. So Eddie, man, all of a sudden I got extra fired up. I don't know what happened.
Well, that's right though. And you guys watching this, guys, and there's gonna be plenty of room on the bandwagon. That's what you need to think. That's what you need to go ahead and grasp a hold of, is that. And I'm glad he quoted Les Brown, because I've been wanting to say something about that for a while.
There you go.
Where that dream is yours, and you may be the only one in your circle that knows and sees and can feel it. But you'll be amazed that once you start going for that dream, how many people are going to start coming in that are going to start standing next to you. Somebody will step in front of you and say, "Hey, I can help you. Let me take the lead. Let me help you this way." All of a sudden, you start attracting the right people because you shifted in your mind that, hey, I don't care. This is what I see. This is what I envision, and I'm going to go for it no matter what. And you'll be amazed that once you let go of what other people think, what other people feel, what other people tell you, and let go of it and still pursue your dreams and your passions, you'll be surprised who shows up and what shows up. So, yeah, I'm glad you got pumped up, Jason.
Well, when you listen to Les Brown for your stretching, before a hangout, well, I tell you what, Eddie, I was thinking we're flowing good here, but we always want to respect people's time. We're coming up on about 30 minutes, and so I want to kind of start transitioning here. Obviously, if you're watching this, whether it's live or on the replay, we're a couple of pretty passionate guys about what we're doing and what we're creating for folks, with our product. So underneath both our names, you've seen it this whole time. It's pretty obvious. We got the link there, invest.mindsetmtn.com. That's where you can purchase our product. And what I'll do, Eddie, is I'll just touch quick on the bonuses, and then I'll let you talk about the main training to give people a little bit of just a picture, of what they're going to get. But with the bonuses, like the portion of the bonus I created was called Boom Don't Bust, and it's an audio training. It's about 27 minutes long, and it's focusing on insights that I've gained over time. And because, like I just said, we're both very passionate guys, and I'm sure you have a high level of passion for what you want, but at some point the passion is going to go, it's going to get tough, and the passion is going to almost run out. So this audio training deals with tactics and strategies and mindset shifts. Well, how do you still keep going? Like when the passion runs out and that fuel runs out, how do you keep booming? Since I'm Jay Boom, that's what I call, how do you boom and don't bust? We don't want you busting out. We want you to keep booming. So, and we got some great feedback from our first buyer, actually, Kimberly, where she had only listened to this audio training, and she messaged us both later and said that audio training alone was way worth the price of the whole product, if not much, much more so. She hadn't even got to the other bonus I'm about to talk about. She hadn't even watched a minute of the actual video training, which is the main product. You know, so that's a bonus. You also get the second one. That's the Fire Triangle from Eddie, and this is an ebook that gives you a very unique perspective on the balance of personal development and how you maintain progress and how you get through those mindset shifts. And I know Eddie will agree with me, and most of you out there watching this, I'm sure you've experienced this. Sometimes you need to hear the same lesson for the umpteenth time, but there's just some little tweak. Because I'm sure, Eddie, you'll agree, like a lot of what you talk about, you know, I'm sure it's from your trainings, you know, it's from books you read, it's from mentors, but you put your twist on it, your value, your personal experience to it, and that might, you know, the Fire Triangle might be the ebook that someone, that lesson finally goes, oh crap, that's it, and then they're off like a shot. You know, so those are the two bonuses you get. So Eddie, I'll turn it over to you to talk about the actual main training, the video training.
Yeah, those bonuses are products in themselves. So yeah, Kimberly also messaged me on the feedback from just the ebook itself, because I want you to ask yourself questions. It's not just tips, tip, 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 tip. It's like, hey, stop, take a break, write this stuff down, answer these questions to yourself. And both Jason, just the bonuses alone are worth, I mean, have tons of value. And then the video, we had the video training, and the video training, it's funny because we were talking about it last night, whether there was somewhat of a direction or outline. The good thing working with Jason and myself, us working together, is there's structure even when it's not seen. We've found a way, we work well enough together to where we can create structure in the sense on the fly. We have an idea, this is where we're going to start, this is where we're going to, you know, where we're going to peak out. And a lot of the tips that we give you are, well, I shouldn't say a lot of the tips, the whole video, no whiteboard, no PDFs, no nothing. It was all video of us going for a hike. It was all video of us sitting on the rock, talking to you one-on-one, sharing our hearts, sharing our passions, sharing our struggles, sharing tips on how to make things easier. And a prime example is when we started, is standing at the base of the mountain. You can see the top, and relating it to life. You got a new relationship. You want to build it. You want to make it strong. You want to lose weight. You are standing at the base of a mountain. You know where your goal is. Your goal is to reach the peak. No matter what that peak is in, whether it's your career, whether it's entrepreneurship. But we all start at a starting point. So hiking that mountain is no different than anything else that you're going to do. You know, a new change, a new climb. And throughout the hike, we give you tips. But the first, and I'll throw out one tip, Jason, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
But the first tip is, one, and this is where a lot of value came in, is that I've hiked that mountain quite a few times. Okay? Jason's never hiked it. So Jason sees that, to him, that thing's just monstrous. And it is a monster climb, to just say it is. But the example and tip that we gave on that was, I told Jason, here are certain sections. Let's chunk it. So your whole first goal is to get to the intersection to where it breaks off from a loop. Once we get there, we'll call it the first third. So we already know our whole goal is to get to the top. Now we got to start chunking our climb. The top ain't going nowhere. That's our first objective, or that's our whole objective, is to get to the top, no matter whether it's your career, relationship, health, fitness, so on and so forth. But the tip that we gave was chunking. And that's just one little tip. It's stuff like that that we teach you, that we share with you. during this climb, and it's one training that neither Jason or myself have seen, where there's no whiteboard, there's no slideshows, there's no nothing. It's just raw, real video shot from a phone, video shot from his phone, video shot from a good camera, and it's raw and real. And that's life. We weren't doing editing to make it pretty, make it glamorous, and whatnot. So, yeah, the value on that video, I still listen to it here and there, and we've received good praise from some people that we highly respect.
Yeah.
So that's been a
Well, and
blessing.
actually, I'm glad you brought that point up because I want to touch on that as part of that video training product. And Eddie talked about this earlier. Like when your dream and you get your vision locked in and you start taking consistent, massive action with passion, like Eddie says, you'd be surprised who starts to show up, just naturally. And one of the bonuses you get, and I guess it's a bonus, is part of that video training. There's random quotes on mindset that are kind of sprinkled throughout with some great images of Flagstaff and the mountains and there's the gorgeous nature shots. And those are from mentors of ours. Many of these people are, 6-7 figure earners in marketing, in online business.
Tell them who they are.
Well, God, I was saying, hopefully, if you got your list handy, but we had, well, let's see, we had Albert Purifoy, one of my first mentors, and we had, let's see, Vanessa Duplessis, Diane Hockman, Ray Higdon, Justin Glover, Adam Holland. God, am I missing anybody?
Brenda Gagne, Jess Simonson.
Jess Simonson, of course, with her funny, sexy comment, which was great.
Yep.
But here's the thing, folks, is like Eddie talked about, like you start to get surprised on just people start showing up for you. Is we had that idea, like, well, how about let's have some quotes from people that we've worked with that that we highly respect. They're friends, they're mentors of ours. They're highly successful. Let's see if let's reach out to them. And I remember, Eddie, you were laughing. We were just sitting at the coffee shop on one of those nights as we were writing things up, and I'm just sitting here on my laptop, and I'm like, all right, cool. I just messaged Vanessa. Oh, just shouted out to Ray. Yep, shouted out to so-and-so. And then it was like within minutes, I think it was about 10 or 15 minutes, we had about, I think, 4 or 5 of the quotes had already come back in. And that was an amazing experience for both Eddie and I, because here's the thing, folks, when I sent those messages out to these mentors, these fellow leaders, I said, hey, here's what we're doing. We're creating this product, and we'd love to see if you had an original mindset quote that we could share that with our audience. They didn't know what the product was. They had no idea. Is it video? Is it audio? When's it coming out? Whatever. They had no clue. They shared it with us because of their relationship with us and the action we're taking, the value we've already been creating for the marketplace. That was an amazing experience, because that for us was beautiful, because they were showing gratitude back to us and saying, hey, you bet, here's one from me. And so you get great insights, and all those quotes, every single one of them is powerful. I mean, it's great stuff. So I tell you what, it's really, we talked about simple actions where you make a decision in the moment, just like we did. I called up Eddie and said, oh, and by the way, let's create our first product. Here's the idea. Boom. That's what we want you guys and gals to do tonight. We've got our link there, invest.mindsetmountain.com. Click over there tonight. It's waiting for you. The bonuses will be sent out to you. You're going to get that access to that video training, and this is an opportunity. Instead of just staying frozen at the base, staring up at that peak, your ultimate vision. I mean, imagine standing at the top of your dream, think about what that looks like. And it's waiting. It's waiting. But you've got to start shifting this. Eddie and I had to. If we would not have changed our mindsets, it would have been the same old, same old, same old, same old. And I'm sorry, that sucks. It just flat out sucks. So you know where to go. Uh, just go there now. Check it out. We'd love to see you come through, and we know the value. And plus, there's a lot of fun. And like Eddie talked about with the video training, about no whiteboards, no this, no that. And we made a joke about it. We don't need no stinking whiteboards. Like, we got this instead. So it's a lot of fun. You're gonna have a lot of fun too. You can kick back, break out your journal, and take those notes. Hit pause, and then start hiking again. So I don't know, Eddie. Like you said in the sales letter video, you said, I don't know, if you want to change your life, maybe you click the button and you buy.
And that's the thing. We do want to share with you that we hold high value to this. We hold high value to it because of our experiences, the time we put in, the stuff we've been through. We want you to do the same with what you've been through, with your struggles, with your successes. There's something that in your story that you can turn into one of your hugest success. And sometimes what we get caught up in is, well, no, that's too easy. That's too easy. It's got to be difficult. It's got to be hard. I got to go through trenches all the time to achieve success. And this is a prime example of no, you don't. And the cost of this product is small. As Jason shared, and I saw the email, was that Jason's audio alone was worth the investment. And she still had the main product to go through and the ebook. But here's a benefit that Kimberly gets because she joined us. And this is how Jason and I operate. Was after that, she'd had some stuff that she messaged us. And the first thing right away is because, hey, you're investing in yourself to learn through that, but you're also getting help from us. You're not just a buyer that came in and bought gas from us. We ignore you everywhere else we see you. We want to help you. But again, this is a small product. This is for those of you that are at the base of some mountain, whatever it is, whether it's relationships. I keep going back to all this because it's all tied together. If you got one facet of your life that is shitty, that is horrible, that you're struggling, that you hate, do you think you're gonna be able to flip a switch and the rest of your life, all the other aspects are great? No, it's all tied together. So we want to help you find that balance. So you have something in you that needs to be shared, and we want to help you break that mindset that's keeping you from taking action, keeping you from moving forward, and keeping you from not. So it's not until you start looking in that mirror and start seeing you're worthy and that you have value that's going to happen. If you do not see value in yourself, don't expect other people to see value in you. So that's one thing that Jason and I had blocks with, but we're not trying to be cocky or whatnot, but we know we have value. And who taught us this? Our mentors. Our mentors that have been through struggles, that have close to foreclosure, about to get kicked out. Just been through so much, but it wasn't until they did that and then shared their story with us. So now we can share. So now we can create our stories and share our stories with you, so you can do the same and help others. So you got something that me and Jason don't have that you're going to be able to help others, and that's what we want to do, is help you bring that out. So I can't agree with you anymore. Then I think we're good to go, right, Jason?
I'd say that's a perfect way to wrap it. So, to wrap things up here, we obviously want to share our gratitude for all of you that were watching this live, or else you're watching a replay. You took time out of your evening, your morning, your afternoon, whatever, and even by you watching this training, this webinar, you've already invested in yourself. So, give yourself a pat on the back, because you could have very easily watched Game of Thrones. You could have watched, binge watched Breaking Bad, the series, you said, no, I'm at the base of my, like, you know, anytime, like, you're at the base of your mountain, and you were like, you know what, I need to hear what these guys have to say. Oh, and look at this. They've got training. They've got a product that can help me start. Because that's what we want you to do with the, you know, just start. If you can start with this product, you'll be amazed at what's waiting for you at the top of that mountain. Like I said, just imagine your dream, what it's going to look like when you reach the peak, and that's what we want for you. You know, that's why we're working so hard. You know, doing things like this, trainings like this. So again, that's what we have for you. You know, my name is Jason J. Boom Leegard. Who's that over there again, dude?
I know where you're coming from with that, but this is Eddie Aguilar. So, yeah, here's your opportunity, and me and Jason need to shake the rust off ourselves. We're going to be coming back with more webinars, so possibly looking at doing one tomorrow night. Next week, we are going to bring you value. So we have some other things we're going to share, such as what training helped us break out of that being stuck so we could create this. So for us to not share what's helped us with you would be pretty darn selfish of us. So we want to share that as well. We know we created a product that can help you, that we took, that helped us to get to this point. We'll share that with you as well. So outside of that, I think it's a wrap.
That's a wrap on a hump day. So again, thank you so much, guys. Have a great night.
All right, we'll see you guys soon. Talk to you later.